In today's session, we're going to try to look at and understand what is the difference between recruitment and selection. So these both of them are a part of hiring, but there's a slight difference between this and this. Now let's look at what is the difference between these two. Now, recruitment is to attract maximum number of candidates. It's a positive approach. Whereas if you move towards selection, because now you have a lot of people have already applied for that particular job, and you have to pick choose one or the amount of candidates that you need for the organization or for the business. So this is known as a negative process because you reject a lot of people who have applied for the job. Whereas in this one, you attract as many people as you can. Techniques are not very intensive, whereas this here you really need to have really specialized techniques because you need to pick the best suitable candidate out of all the candidates who have applied for that particular post. Output is input for selection, output is finalizing the candidate. So output is input means that your output is the number of people who have applied for that particular job. Whereas here output is that which candidate are you going to finalize for that particular post or job. Now, if we move further, we would look at what is the difference between job description and job specification. So if you look at it, job description is basically highlighting or stating all the duties, all the um, tasks, all the roles, the title of the job, the responsibilities that would be required by that particular job with that particular post. Whereas in job specification, you specify what are the qualities, what are the qualification experience that is required or that the organization is looking forward in a particular worker or a particular applicant. So, in job description, we highlight the job title, tasks, duties, roles, and responsibilities with regard to that particular job or post. Job specification is concerned with listing of the incumbents, qualifications, skills, and abilities that are needed to discharge the job efficiently. Whereas if you look at your job specification, it's the minimum qualification, qualities, experience required. In that particular applicant. Now we get to have part-time job and full-time employment. If you see the difference between part-time and full-time employment, where a part-time employee is the one who would just come for a particular hours, particular number of hours, just in order to carry forward his duty, and then he would leave. He's not going to spend the full day or the full amount of working day in that particular organization. Whereas a full-time employee is going to stay there for all the working hours and is going to be there for the entire working day. So he's more of a stronger employee. Yeah, and whereas this one is just a part-time employee, so he might not be directly in relation to all the admin and all the people that are working with him. Then we also look at the importance of training. Training is crucially important for any organization because it brings in additional skills and it inculcates the culture of the particular organization, the people, and it enhances the ability of the people to perform their particular tasks. So training is really important. It improves employees' performance. If we look at it, it improves employees' retention and growth, leads to it also helps in tracking employee skills, increases engagement. If we move further, we get to see increases consistent and creates consistent training, addresses internal weaknesses, and if you just move further with it, you would realize that training is crucially important as it makes you familiar with the culture of the organization. It can be induction training, on the job training, off the job training. It can be whatever training it is. It enhances your abilities and it carves you into a better person, like a better employee. So then here, all these points are thoroughly explained. If you look at each of the points, you would understand that each one of them is thoroughly explained here. So then we get to have different methods of training. For example, induction training when there's a new recruit. So in the introduction training, where just in order to make him familiar with the organization, in order to make him understand how the organization works, you get to have induction training. Then you have on-the-job training. Basically, on-the-job training is that while working, the training that you get while you are on the work in the workplace. That is how you get on the job training. So here are the advantages and disadvantages of the different forms of training. Then it's off the job training. You take a day off or a particular time off from the workplace and you go and get trained. It can be through the workplace that you're working at, or it can be something that you just get it on your own as well. And there are different advantages and disadvantages of this training as well. So this is what we had to do. Thank you, and I hope you all understood what I was trying to explain.